Hey guys, Fuchsia here. So recently we've hit 100 subscribers, which is amazing for me. I know it's not huge at all in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to actual YouTubers. But for me, where this is just like a hobby that I really enjoy, I'm really glad. I'm really thankful that there's 100 people who thought it worthwhile to subscribe to this channel, and to celebrate, I'm making this Vesha OTK Portalcraft deck, which was requested by one of the commenters. Some of the commenters asked me to make a Portalcraft deck, and one of them asked specifically for a Vesha OTK deck, so I obliged. So the point of this deck is to use Vesha from Awakened Ragna, which basically makes your opponent's life points to 2 at the end of the turn. And then, after we play her, play Zelgenea, which will be invoked, so you don't have to spend play points on him. And then strike something, which activates his leader effect, which basically gives you 4 damage to all enemies and allies. And this is great because you strike after you play the Vesha, so the damage actually procs after the HP reduction, so you basically OTK them turn 10. So yeah, it's a really fun deck actually. It's a control deck, and I had a lot of fun with it. So yeah guys, thanks for the 100 subs and enjoy. Okay, so the first game I wanted to show was against Runecraft. So I think this deck, I think actually is good against exactly 2 decks right now. They're kind of meta, which is Runecraft and Swordcraft. Because I think I'm not sure about Shadow actually. I've tested this deck for a while and I haven't met any shadows, but I've met some item shop, and that's just a loss. Like anything that OTKs you, or at least burns you without any way of like recovery. So for example, item shop or Carol, or even something like Shadow maybe, which can give you like a constant burn with their own PTVs, and so anything like that. I think this deck is a bit weak, so anything that can win if you don't pressure them until turn 10 basically wins against this deck. But other than that, classes that basically win off of value, such as Dirt and Sword, like Rally Sword, it's possible to win. I wouldn't say it's favored. Maybe it's a bit favored, but I think it's at least possible to win. In the case of Dirt, the key thing that you have to pay attention to, I think, is that you can basically negate a lot of their plays. So for example, in this game, I banished that amulet, which doesn't seem like much, but the thing is that that by banishing amulets, they can't destroy the amulets, which is huge because the way that they can OTK you without actually, if you control them and keep your HP up, they can't OTK you with Dark Mage because the damage would be very low if they can't destroy their own amulets. So that's why cards such as Mugnir or Box of Puppets are so valuable in this matchup. So for example, I think I misplayed in this game a bit. I should have held Box of Puppets for this amulet, the emergency summoning. So one of Runecraft's best plays, like Dirt I mean, is to play Imperator of Magic and then just create this kind of followers. So in this deck, you want to just Box of Puppets all of those pesky trap card Earth Sigils. Yeah, and another important thing about this deck is that you have heals, but it's very limited, so you have to plan them well. Like for example, Lech is a great healer, but if you don't use him optimally, you get the heals as much, and sometimes you really need the heals to get out of lethal range, so it's very important. Your only heals in this deck are Zelgenea, Lich, and Focus. Focus is okay. Lich is honestly your main heal, and Zelgenea is like a desperation, not a desperation play, but like something that you play opportunistically. It's not something that you will play out every game. Either way, Karula is also very much key. He's like your best removal, almost your best removal, because he also develops the board. And here my enemy just decides to destroy it. So there's my Karula gun. Now I'm at this point I'm thinking what I just said earlier, which is like this 2/2s, 1/3s, not very threatening. Okay, I actually didn't do it quite well. I think I was still getting the hang of the deck in this one. But yeah, just doing something like this. Oh, actually, I think in this game, my plan was to board lock them. So this is how you... Sorry, I can't remember all my games perfectly. So this is how you actually win sometimes against Dirt Rune. Because you can lock their board actually kind of consistently if they don't play around it perfectly. Sometimes with schedules and sometimes just like that. And here we can see the combo. Zelgenea invokes, Vesha is played, OTK. Okay, so the second game I wanted to highlight was against Swordcraft, and specifically this is pre-nerf Rally Sword. So Rally Sword got nerfed recently. I don't know if there will be nerfed by the time this video goes up, but at this moment in time where this is recorded, they haven't been nerfed yet. And yeah, so Sword is manageable because you can basically control how much damage they have on board. That's the key with this deck, like as long as you don't get OTK'd, as long as you can control well, it doesn't really matter as much like whether you can keep up with their tempo or not. Like as long as you can keep clearing and keep surviving, at turn 10 you basically almost always win. So yeah, I think Lich, I didn't use my Lich well here. I just thought like I didn't want the extra damage later on. So I just traded my puppets here. Not really a problem. Sword does have some great burst, but they have to like play around it first. Now this is I think one of my mistakes. I actually played that. I don't think I should have played that. I think I should have taken the 3 damage because you'll see later, but playing that and not drawing it again can be really fatal. So either way, I'm getting a bit lucky because they're playing their Fieran. I say lucky because we can remove that pretty easily with our Karula, and they're not getting their rally count as great. But I decide to use the puppet room here, the box of puppets, just so I can get more puppets, which can help me out later. But I think the correct play in hindsight would probably be Karula. So yeah, this is absolutely not a straightforward deck to play by all means. But yeah, I just here just trade it inside so that I don't get a puppet. And because Karula doesn't clear perfectly, I just play Boost Kicker, which is extremely key. So the combination of Boost Kickers and puppets are really key to clearing certain boards. And so you have to plan it carefully, I think. one of the downsides of this deck sometimes is that you can't plan carefully because of your draw. And you really need your boost kickers, I think, especially against Sword, which can keep flooding the board. So in this case, I decided to use Lich and his puppets to help clear, because the Karula is only going to clear like 2 things, and one of them is going to be random. It's very important to clear everything Sword has, because they can just go face and just snowball out of control if you don't clear everything. So I think I just let the analyzing artifact come up here, because at this point I'm thinking like I'm getting to turn 8 and I need to get to turn 10 in order to like do the wombo combo. Like, yeah, it's a bit scary, especially with these Kakemitsus. You know, because of the Sword, like ultra scary turn 8, turn 7 combo of just Kagemitsu's getting stormed with Tiger. That's so scary. That can basically OTK you. But I wasn't extremely worried because I had 18 health, and I checked their Evo count. I think was like just 5, so not that worried. But still, it's bad that we don't have the Ragna in our hand, which is why I think it was a mistake for me to use the Ragna early on. I think you keep the Ragna for the combo always, in my opinion. Either way though, they just make a board. That 8/8 Kagemitsu is a bit intimidating. So here I play the Karula again, but not for the destroy effect, but to play this Resolve of the Fallen. Very good card. Like even going first, you can proc him just by having the Karula free Evo. So here I clear everything, and just to make sure that I don't get OTK'd or anything, I just ward up the Karula, which get killed immediately. And I play the focus to just so I can draw the Ragna. So if we had the Ragna, this turn he would have won. So you can see where I went wrong. Fortunately though, we have our secondary win condition, which is Kaiser. I didn't want to proc Zelgenea because I just thought the 4 damage wasn't going to be fun for me. But yeah, they basically ward up as much as they can, using that great card to get the 5/6. But fortunately, we pick up another Kaiser. Top deck, right? That's the... Oh, not only do we top deck, but we also hit the best follower that we could have hit. It's just so awesome. And then here, finally, the Zelgenea effect is relevant because we have lethal with it. Very fun. So you don't have to win with Ragna. You have Kaiser too, but yeah. Okay, so this is the last game I wanted to show you guys. It's against Dirt Rune again, but I wanted to show how you could win even without, like, the last one they didn't really roll that well, and in the end I won because I board locked them. But in this one I didn't board lock them, I think. And I wanted to show how you can win even against, like, turn 1. What's his name again? Turn 1 Magi. He's super crazy. 2/2 on turn 1. Thankfully they don't have a turn 2 play. And here's where Mignir does his Desert Best. That basically locks them out of 2 sigils, which is crucial, which means they don't have 2 sigils to destroy for Dark Mage. That's the thing you have to remember when you're fighting Dirt Rune again, is to manage the number of sigils that they can use. So I think here they just draw. Yeah, they just draw 3 cards because they were running low. And they left my grappler open. So I just trade in, survives, and then use the full effect. Would have been nice to have a focus here, but I didn't have one in hand, so Now here's where it gets fun. So this guy, obviously, just kills everything. And basically, if we play any followers, then that procs, and then the sting procs. And we get to have to handle another reward. So I just turn it into a puppet. Then remove everything, and then deny them a draw and a sigil by banishing it with Magnir and removing their biggest threat. So just by doing that, we're removing them of 2 amulet removals, a draw, and a board. Which is why the negate package in Portal is so good against Dirt Rune, I think. Like if we see their dirt, what do you see? Oh, here it is. If you can see their dirt count, it's just 4. 4 on turn 6 is not the greatest. And we can clear all of this with Boost Kicker, and we got the focus and the second focus in hand too. So there's the Dark Magician and another Imperial. Fortunately, we do have another box of puppets, so I'm not too worried about this. And I think we top deck another Ragna here. Yeah, top decking that Ragna was really good because we can just use the puppet and the Ragna here. But just be play point efficient. Just use the big thing because we're not getting into 3 evos quickly because we only evoed once. So yeah, I just thought just use the play points optimally there. Ragna would have worked too, but you know, save it for later. If we had a Boost Kicker here, it would be amazing, but we didn't. So I decided to gamble a bit and play Karula. At least he clears 2 followers, and this board isn't extremely intimidating, especially because we heal with focus. What I am worried about is if he goes face and then goes Dark Mage. Because their amulet is like 6, but if they evo face here, like they can kill me kind of really easily. But they decide they're not risking that 8 damage, which I think it's fine actually to risk that 8 damage because what can I do on turn 9? Not much, because I'm a OTK deck. I only care about the damage on turn 10, so I think that's their misplay of reading my deck. And they also attack my face, which is also a misplay, because now I can just play Zelgenea and heal myself again. And just to make sure I'm safe, I evo the bear and then use this card, Ameth, which is very useful to just protect your face. And then we draw the Zelgenea, which kind of emphasizes the importance of having 3 Zelgenea in your deck. Initially with this deck, I only had 2 Zelgenea, and it was terrible. I kept drawing both of them. Like, I don't know, man. It's like invocation cards have a hidden effect where if they are invocation cards, you have a 50% more chance to draw them normally. I just feel like that. But either way, they ward up here, but it doesn't really matter because we have our combo. Let's go. 10-10, turn 10. Play the Vesha. And then here's the couple of the Sentry. Number 2 behind Wilbert and Alana, I think. So the ordering is important. First you play the Vesha and then you strike with the Zelgenea. And then you win. It's that easy. So yeah guys, that was Vesha OTK, or should I say Vesha the World, or Vesha Zelgenea OTK. I actually think it's in isolation, it's a very, very strong deck because as long as you draw one of the Awakened Ragna and you have one Zelgenea in your deck and they have one follower, all of which are very likely, turn 10 you always win. Like always, 100%. So I think in a vacuum, this is a really great deck. The problem is right now in this meta, it's really hard to get to turn 10. Like, Shop just kills you, Carol just kills you, sometimes Dirt just kills you, especially Dirt with the Carol combo in it. Oh my god, that just kills you. And then there's also Shadow, which can reduce your HP to 6 on turn 9 and then just destroy you with a PTP, basically another OTK. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can die before turn 10 without you being able to do anything about it. So that's the minus of this deck. The plus side is that you have consistent OTK if you get to turn 10. So is it a meme? Kind of. Is it fun? Yep. So do I recommend it? Sure. There's another variant of this deck which has the Slouse, the cute bunny rabbit, and Perminator. There's a I can't talk. There's a Perminator variant and also another variant using Dominator, which is very interesting. But do you need those legendaries? I don't think so, because at the end of the day, you can perfectly control the board well with this and then just OTK them anyways on turn 10. Like, even if you use those legendaries, it doesn't really help you against the OTK decks anyways. So I don't think it's worth crafting them if you're trying to make this meme, unless you really, really want to have fun with them. Especially, Slough sometimes helps you with OTKs because you can gamble on having the cost up effect, so they can't play their cards because the cost is increased. But other than that, yeah, really fun deck. Kind of a meme, but also not, because it's super consistent. It's just really hard to get to turn 10. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Again, thanks for 100 subscribers and thanks for 1,000 views on 2 of my videos now. It's so amazing. Last week has been so amazing. Well, I'll stop like ranting. Well, not ranting, like just spewing stuff now. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a sub if you loved it, and have a nice day, guys.